Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for making the time to join us for today's masterclass. We hope that you will gain a lot of insight. Dagmar and myself thought of how best to assist startups as they close off the year. What are the key things that we need to watch out for and the direction that we need to be focusing on? I know right now, most of us as entrepreneurs, we're trying to close off the year in a positive note, meaning that our sales target needs to be met so that we can pay our staffers their bonuses that we promised at the beginning of the year. So right now, we some of us feel like liars, and I want us to rail in and do some kind of taking stock to make sure that don't worry, the guys on YouTube. I see you. Can you hear me correctly? Well, can you hear me? Oh, fantastic. So, um, what we're going to try to do today, we want to make this an interactive session while we are learning as well from the expert that is going to be delivering this session. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to welcome my colleague and friend, Dagmar Breiling, who has been a colleague of mine for the past 5 years at the Wadhwani Foundation. She has done countless master classes. She's an expert financier. She helps a lot of entrepreneurs. Most of the things that she does actually is for free, even evaluating what you need for your business before she does even your business plan. She actually does that for free. The 15 minutes consultation, she actually charges you nothing for you to interact with her so that you can see the value that she will bring into your business. So I want you guys to take advantage of this opportunity, and hopefully Dagmar will be kind enough, the last slide, so that it has a contact details, and I'll make sure that on the final edit it stays there so that most of you guys also have her contact details, but she will also share it here. Thank you so much, Dagmar, again for agreeing to do this with us as the Wadhwani Foundation. Over to you, my lady.
Okay, thanks very much, Solela. So you know that it's fun for me too, so to share my knowledge. So thanks for the Wadhwani Foundation to invite me. I'm always honored to do that here for you. Let me just find the share button and then share the screen. And then we just need to find the presentation. Here we go. And then okay, so what are we doing now? Let me just see that all of you are disappearing here so that you really can concentrate. So this is a strategic annual planning for SMEs. I concentrated in this presentation on businesses who are trading already. And I will share with you lots of information how we at Funding Connection are doing things. I'm always never afraid also to share what we did wrong, so, or what I did wrong, because it's my responsibility. So, and love the topic, closing 2025 strong and building, of course, a winning 2026. What we do here is we want to help you to end the year, forecast realistically. We will talk about that, what I think, what is realistic, set achievable goals, think about the resources you need to be able to achieve your goals, and of course, avoiding some planning pitfalls. Who I am, short and crisp. I'm here the CEO at Funding Connection, was founded in 2012. I'm the funding strategist. I've got now my third Dan Karate belt. I was awarded that one by our international vice president of our karate organization. So I'm quite proud of that. And Funding Connection, we have a team here of, I think we're 12 at the moment, 12 people who assist entrepreneurs to raise capital. We do that by drafting business plans. First of all, we do that by lots of advisory. And most of these first steps are done free of charge, like Solela already mentioned. Then we see, can we even assist you? We have a look at if your idea is fundable. Harsh reality is not every business idea is fundable. Okay, and then we can guide you through the process, business plan, investor pitch deck, company profile, financial forecast, and then assist you also with the full application process, just to make sure that the business plan is one part of it, but the full application pack is then the second part of it. Okay, enough about funding connection. So what I want you to do is, and in one of the, I think in the next, on the next slide, I also share with you a link. You get a little bit of an early Christmas present. I prepared the 3 checklists for you so that you can download this. Maybe I just stop sharing the screen in between and just send you the link. And so what is always important here, why reviewing the last year is always important, is you just need to think about the lessons you learned. You need to think about the numbers you achieved. And of course, we all need to have the wins to be able to celebrate and motivate us. Okay, because sometimes you feel like you're fighting against windmills and nothing is really working. What I like to highlight here is I do I do this at the end of the year? Yes, but as soon as I face a challenge and we try immediately, okay, to make sure that let's say one of my team members makes a mistake, that this mistake can't happen again. Maybe they need a checklist to be able to just make sure that they don't forget. We also sometimes have, most of these things come from clients, you know, clients explain to us, Dagmar, we thought this is included in this package. So then we're going back to our website, have a look at, is this clear what is included and what is not included? We have a look at our quotation and invoices, what we're sending out. Does it clearly state what is included in this package? So that you have the challenge once and then you sorted it out and it will not happen again. So my advice here, don't do this only at the end of the year once. Just really think in between, okay, something, we always make mistakes. Hey, we're all humans. Okay, something didn't go well. So is there a way how we can prevent that to happen again? Yeah. So the key checklist, what I want you to have a look at it. Have a look at your cash flow. Have a look at your outstanding debts. Lots of times, and I'm having every time with clients these discussions, everybody's usually say, oh, I have an accountant for this. No. The accountant is only responsible to capture all the information correctly. If you have a tax consultant, this person is responsible to make sure that SARS is happy with whatever you are submitting there. Yeah. But it's your responsibility. Ask your accountant or the bookkeeper, you want to have management accounts each and every month. I can tell you one thing, just for you to understand why it is so important. Was it last year or the year before? I think it was the year before. So we are doing Facebook and Google ads. And I was trying to increase our ad spend. And just to have a look at what is happening. I think 2 years ago, year end was hectic for me. I didn't get management accounts, and only 2 months later, I figured out that I did not reduce the ad spend on Google. So instead of planned 50,000 Rand a month, I spend 100 and let me just think 25,000 Rand a month on Google Ads. And don't think we got a better result. No, this is my mistake. But if I would have known and if I would have received end of December already management accounts, I would have seen, shit, why is there so much money for on ad spend? And we would have written off the first 75,000 Rand and we wouldn't have need to write off 150,000 Rand. And luckily I checked in between without management account and I could prevent that. Yeah. So having only a look at these things at the end of the year can be dangerous. I do not recommend this. I recommend to have a look at your numbers definitely once a month. I'm looking at the incoming numbers every single day, and my team also knows this. But this is why these things are important. Yeah. Having a look also on your debts, you need to know how much money you owe somebody to be able to manage. How can you plan ahead if you don't know these things? Okay. Of course, absolutely important, you know. So I beat me up for this big mistake. I was definitely not happy and had a couple of sleepless nights because of this, but also celebrating is important. Celebrating with your team what is achieved, celebrating also the successes of your clients, what we have done all together when somebody confirmed, yes, we got the money, thanks very much. Application went through. I just got this morning an email. We are now, what do they do? I think it's an SPII application, really complex. They are now in phase 4. Yay! Okay, so great. And it's both of our success. The client, because they stuck with it, and we also need lots of information from the client, but of course also our team. We obviously did a good business plan. We packed the application correctly. So they had all the relevant information, what they needed. So it's a win-win for clients and for the team. Okay. So, and then you need at the end of the day to just have a look and say, okay, so what worked well? Okay, so usually our ads are definitely working well. What didn't work well the last year for us, I can tell you that also was our sales process, how we communicate with clients. I thought we definitely can improve it, and we have implemented that already. I just watch it at the moment, just see how it will increase our sales and of course also our customer satisfaction. Yeah. Okay, so what you can do all now, and I'm sure you, when you listen to what I said, you have already some idea, and we want to make sure that you do that. Don't beat yourself up. Okay, so I want you to write down what went well last year. Okay, so maybe write that also in the comments. I would like to see that. And maybe also what didn't went well last year and what needs to be fixed. Yeah. Okay, so here, let me just see. I will just copy this link. Let me just, I don't know. I think I need to stop sharing. Where is now the chat? Please, can somebody just write in the chat? Ah, here's the chat. Sorry, I found it. I found it. Okay. Why can't I write something in there?
Should be able to write. Let me just test it on my end.
Because
Reply
other
to
people are writing in there.
Yeah, you should be able to write.
Okay, sorry, you'll get the present only at the end. Yeah. Okay, but I see that that there are a couple of people It's always an aim. Oh God, this AI assistant is a disaster. This only AI is, that's why I can't write. Okay. I tried. Let's go on. I will share the link afterwards. Okay, so Leila, and then people have that. Just do the screen, and now we are going back here. Okay, so this is the year-end checklist, where I want all of you just to go through there and just think about, and you know what? Just be critical and be honest with yourself, with your team, what's happening, because only then you are able really to grow and eliminate mistakes. Okay, and you heard my mistake, what was really a stupid one and an expensive one. Okay, financials, first part of the area. Did the revenue meet my expectations? You have no idea how many times I'm talking to entrepreneurs, and when I ask them, okay, what was your last year turnover? I need to ask my accountant. What was your last month turnover? I have no idea. How can you run a business if you don't know this? Yeah, because you don't even know if you're making profits, obviously, while you are running like a headless chicken all the year. And being in control of your numbers. I know, I am aware of that numbers is not everybody's friend. Okay, but basic, what is it? Addition, oh God, I don't know the English words for it. Subtraction and addition is not really difficult. Okay, you know, this comes in, this goes out. So you should be able to do that. So what is also your current cash position? Do you know how much money do you have in the bank? I know that. I know exactly what money, how much money goes out. When do I need to pay my staff? When do I need to pay my rent? When do I need to pay for all our software we are using? And I make sure that I manage our cash flow wisely. Okay, first one. Second one, your customers. Absolutely important. I learned that here in South Africa, you have A, B, and C customers. A are the ones you love to work with. B are the ones, they are a little bit of a headache. And C are the ones with the big headaches. Okay, get rid of your Cs. Okay, you do not want to work with C clients. It is scary in the beginning. I am aware of that. There were times in my life where I took on every job, what came my way. But then you start learning and you also understand that the C clients take up so much energy of you that the A and B clients are getting less of your attention. And if you have a team, of course, also from your team. Yeah. So A clients and B clients, they are, of course, profitable. We don't need to talk about this. But you also need to be aware of that you also need to like to work with them. They need to be easy. That's not the ones who are asking always about discounts. And then you're giving them a discount and they still want extra. Oh, please give me this extra and please do that for me extra. And why can't you just deliver for free? You know, so don't do these things. It's hard in the beginning. It's hard sometimes when you're thinking, I need the money. Okay. And I'm not talking about these times. Okay. If you need the money, you just need to bite the bullet and just do and but then be with these C clients absolutely clear. What is the scope of the work you are doing? I'm just at the moment talking, of course, as a consultant. We are a service business, but even if you are supplying products, be clear about what you are offering so that the client or customer knows that exactly. Yeah. I remember I had 4 weeks, 6 weeks ago, I had somebody, they started a toilet paper manufacturing. And they were so proud of, they got some clients. The client was, I don't know, 150 kilometers away from them. And they said, we are supplied them in bulk. And they didn't pay for delivery. And we did some calculations. And at the end of the day, the company, the supplier paid at the end of the day to be able to deliver to this other business, because it was a loss. Don't do these things. Yeah, that's why your calculations are so important, because they would have been better off if they said, no, we don't deliver, because I think they collected already. They invested in a toilet paper small little toilet paper manufacturing set up, I think, over 6 million rand. And I think the machine is only a couple of 100,000. Then you have an idea of what and how many mistakes they made. And you can't wait till the end of the year to fix this. Okay, you need to do that, please, at the end of the first month and say, shit, that's not going to work. We need to change. Yeah. Okay, operations. We are all blind when it comes to processes. Okay, specifically also in the manufacturing space. Lots of times people say, "Oh, we always done this," instead of thinking, "Okay, let's step back, have a look at the simple things, factory outlay." Okay, so does this make sense that the product comes from here to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, and then it will be sent out here? No, it should be a flow, so that everybody really knows what is the next step. It saves you time. It's easier to coordinate. You just can go through your factory and say, oh, there's a bottleneck. Why do you have here, I don't know, 5 boxes of socks? They need now to be packaged. What is happening there? Oh yeah, that person was sick, or the machine is not working. Then you can fix that immediately and say, okay, there's a problem. If it is all over the place, then you don't even know, okay, so what is now the challenge? Maybe the machine was not the problem, but the other one was too fast, because, so you have a better understanding, and it's easier for you also to manage your operations and the processes. And of course, reduction of waste is in most companies definitely really, really important. Manufacturing, hospitality, waste reduction, so that is big portion of where you can determine if you're making a profit or loss. Team. Okay, so you should, of course, know your team. You should be aware of who's performing really, really well. You should also know who's underperforming, who needs maybe some support or training, or harsh decision, who needs to be, how do you say that? I'm always having, you don't fire people, you're releasing them. I think that's a better word. Okay. You just need to say, no, it's not working. You had enough time to learn this, but it looks like this is not the right job for you. So, and then you release them, of course, according to law, but sometimes you just need to bite the bullet. And you will always have, you can only, I'm really experienced with hiring people. I worked also as an headhunter in Germany. So, and I hired lots of people, but I also released some people. And it's just a gamble, so I like to hire for attitude more than really skills. For me, it's important that I like I like their attitude. I need to spend each and every day 8 hours with them. So that is an important aspect for me personally. But if they do not perform, if the full other team members are now all doing their job, and not getting their own job done, then there's a problem. Yeah. And then you just need, bite the bullet, nothing else. What you can do. Yeah, and I would just think, I don't know, maybe it is a 2/3 luck or something like this, if this person fits in your team or doesn't fit in your team. And sometimes also the team member itself make the decision and say, Dagmar, I expected something else. This is not for me. And that's okay too. Yeah. Marketing. I'm checking I should check every week. I definitely check every 2 weeks. I haven't checked for 6 or 8 weeks 2 years ago, which campaigns are working and which didn't. Yeah. So specifically, if you are spending, social media marketing is simple. Is it tricky? Yes, you need to have a little bit of an understanding about how this is really working and how to attract the right people to get in contact with you. But you are checking all the time, and I'm doing this. I'm asking my team. I'm having a look how many quotes we are getting out a day. I'm asking Kanye, who's at the moment calling each and every person who's contacting us, just to see how we can assist. And I'm asking for feedback. How is it going? Do we target the right people? In between there were a challenge where everybody said on the phone, oh, I thought you do everything free of charge. So we needed just to have a look at how to change our marketing and the campaign to make sure that we target the right people who are willing and able to pay for our services. And you can do that with Facebook, with Google Ads, with LinkedIn ads. You just need to have a look where you think you will find the right people. You decide which campaigns worked well. I'm just set up also an online system where after a couple of weeks, I will then see this lead came in through Facebook ads. This is the Facebook ad they saw. This is when somebody talked to them. This is when they received our quotation. This is when they paid. So I have a good understanding. This ad gave me this sales. This is tricky, let me tell you. I've tried this for years and years and years. Tricky and expensive to do that. You can do lots of these things manually. It depends also in your industry. You can also ask your clients. Most of you will have in any case. Keep in mind, our business is different than most businesses. We are a company who usually does 1, 2, 3 different services at once for a client. Then they are set up and running, and then they are coming back maybe in a couple of years and say, either way, we want to expand or we want to set up a new business. So that is not the norm. For most people, it is somebody buys from you once and then they are repeating customers for you. And then you're building, in any case, relationships. You can ask them questions. Where did you hear about us? How did you find us? So you can ask these questions in the beginning, before the first sales or after the first sales, whenever you feel comfortable and you build the relationship with them. And then you have just a checklist and you make some notes where your leads are coming from so that you have an idea. If you do exhibitions, you know exactly who was on your stand, on your booth, and with whom you discussed things and how much money out of this exhibition got into your you did earn with. Yeah. So different ways to do this. There are some apps and software out there. They are, how do I say this? tedious and expensive. I think that's the right word for it. So let's see if it is working. I will report back the next time when we are talking, definitely. Yes, but it is just important to have a look at that one. So, and then personal leadership. Okay, that's also about yourself. So I think we as entrepreneurs lots of time also forget. And I know this. Hey, I've been there too. I was running around like a headless chicken thinking about, shit, I need to pay 10 people at the end of the month. What must I do? And let me just do some more webinars and seminars and newsletters. And I have no idea. Don't forget also to put some effort into personal development. Whatever you feel like, what will help you. It has something to do with, it can be business related. It can also be on a personal level, whatever you want to do there. And the beauty is because of Zoom, you can even attend international seminars if you like to do that. I'm always having also a look, of course, into the German market, what's happening there, and getting there some mentorship sometimes, and or just visiting a weekend seminar, so that for for me personally, so that I feel like I am growing and I'm not just fighting all the time against the daily chaos, what you experience, what most of you will experience. And I know this as entrepreneurs. Yeah. So lots of us in the beginning, we think of being self-employed, yippee, I determine what's happening in my life. Haha. That's not the case. Yeah. Okay. Don't forget, you know that I mentioned that before. Also, don't forget your physical fitness is important. Find something what you enjoy. I don't like really to go to the gym, but my karate is definitely something what I am enjoying. It's something where my head can is so concentrated on the movements and everything that I'm forgetting everything around it. I experienced the same thing when I did some golf, but you just need find something where you feel like this is fun for me. Okay. So that is the one we have done. Now we start forecasting. Yes. Think about, now we're thinking about 2026. Where do we want to be? We know already last year we made, I just thumb sucking some numbers, okay? We know in our industry last year, let's say we made 5 million rand, okay? I know our market quite well. I'm sure most of you will do that. We are, of course, all aware also of the industry shifts. There are, for us, definitely, what I'm always checking is AI out there who offers drafting business plans. And let me tell you, I tried all of them. They are still not good enough. I am aware of that this will change. I was already also in a discussion with some of the companies and to maybe just use this AI also here internally for also my team. But the systems we're having in place are better still as the AI that I could find online. Okay. So you always need to think about industry changes. What does the competition do? Have a look what your international competition is doing. Have a look what your local competition is doing. So just to get an idea of what is happening. So now, simple forecasting. for small business. First of all, project, I would just say sales for the next year. I'm sure you heard all these crazy people with times 10x. Okay, so I think for SMEs, this is a little bit too aggressive. You don't have, most of us will not have the systems in place, the stuff in place to be able to do that. What I can tell you in most cases, manufacturers are usually easily even able to double their sales. They just need to add a second shift. Okay, so manufacturing, the production is not a problem. Adding, you use the same location, you have the same equipment, you just setting up a second shift. You need some extra staff to run the shift. You need to have 1 or 2 additional supervisors, but you need to have a second one in any case. You can't run a manufacturing only with 1 supervisor. Yeah. So, and then your challenge is then, so the production side sorted, you then just need to think about, okay, so now sales is the biggest challenge. Lots of times I have here meetings with clients, oh, we want to double our capacity, and I'm just having a look what they are doing, and I said, easiest way, no investment needed at the moment, you know, increase your output easily possible in most cases. I know, not in every case, but in most cases. Yeah. Then, of course, you need to think about that if you want to double your sales, let's just assume this, what resources do you need? Yeah, so is there anything where you need to, maybe then you need an extra truck? Yeah, so you need to have double the shift. You don't need 2 general manager, you don't need 2 accountants, you don't need 2 HR people, it's all the same. Yeah. You just double your sales because you're concentrating on the most important parts, what you really need. But maybe you need some extra additional trucks because now the delivery will be a challenge, or you're just thinking outside of the box and say, you know what, we are having a look specifically for companies that would like to pick it up from us. Yeah, and target them. So you see what I'm doing here is I'm not just saying I want to double my sales now, I need to double my equipment, double my staff, double my trucks. You are a little bit more creative and say, what would be an easy way for us to double it? Yeah. Funding connection, in most cases, I think we would just need to have maybe, do we need an extra admin? I think we may need an extra admin and maybe 1 or 2 more business plan writers, but we can slot them under the existing team and then just grow with them. So that is not a problem on our side. You see how I do this. So we just need to invest more money into the ads, and then we should be able to make this happen. Yeah. Take your time, think about it. And most people, what they are doing, they just think about ideal world. New equipment doesn't cost extra money. Let's just see how I would like this. New building, double capacity. Think about what you are able to do with what you have. And sometimes most people are amazed what they can do. Yeah. Something else. When was this? Last week? Yes. So there was somebody who wanted 5 trucks. I'm just explaining. I think I hope that helps you a little bit when I'm talking about these things, so that you just have a little bit of an idea how to approach this. So they said they have 5 trucks. Each of the trucks has 2 drivers. And so they have 10 drivers. I said, why don't you hire more drivers? Because I asked them how the shifts work, and they were, don't hold me to it, but they were crazy. I think these poor people worked 5 or 7 days a week, and then 10 hours, and then they had 3 days off. And during these 3 days, the truck would be standing somewhere and not driving. So, and because they have 5 trucks, so there were, one of them is always on hold and not driving. I said, why don't you hire 1 or 2 more staff members, and then they can drive your coal backwards and forwards wherever you need to have that transported. And yes, but it costs more money on salaries and wages. Yes. I said, did you make the calculation how much more profits you would make when you do this? They haven't thought about this. You see, sometimes it's just this thinking outside of the box, what is possible. If they would have told me, no, the truck needs now to go for maintenance. Okay, I can't discuss this. Of course, that is important. But no, they told me they are standing there and waiting until the 3 days off is over for the truck drivers. And I thought that is absolutely crazy. Okay. So now this is also one of the checklist I added to your present. I will see later on how we get that out here. Okay. So you think about projected revenue. Okay, so what did we say? We said we have 5 million this year. We want to double it. So base case is 10 million. Worst case would be, I don't know, 7 million. And best case would be, I don't know, 13 million. Okay, then you need to think about it. What are your expenses to be able to achieve this? This is the nice exercises because it forces you to think a little bit in areas where most entrepreneurs don't really feel comfortable. You know, I think, oh, double my sales, oh God, oh God. You know, so, and but then there is so many more expenses, and then you just see this. Okay, so if I have 10 million, my projected expenses maybe only 6 million a year. Yeah, that gives you 4 million rand profits. I think that's quite good. Yeah. So, and then if you say then your worst case scenario gives you then only 1 million rand profit, then you say, okay, even worst case scenario, 1 million rand profit per year. It's not hoo-hoo, but it's okay, you know. So, and then you can also calculate what would be the best case. What I want you to do this is just also to get excited, because out of a sudden you feel more in control about what you are doing. Most of the time what happens, we are just running around in these hamster wheels and we don't have a direction where we want to go. And I'm guilty of this too, no worries. I've done that in between too, specifically after COVID. I was just running around like a headless chicken until I decided, no, that's not going to happen anymore. Let me make some proper plans. What needs to happen? How can I make things happen to be able to grow again? Yeah. And here you just write down your key assumptions. I don't know, for this base case, it means you need to have 300 customers with monthly sales of 100,000 rand. I'm just making up numbers here at the moment. Yeah. So, and then you can also check each and every month, are you on track? Yeah. 300 customers. Do we have 300 customers? No, we don't. We only have 150. What do we need to do to add more customers to our database? Okay, so how the best, what marketing effort, remember the first steps, what we've done, what marketing effort worked well for us to be able to do that. Okay, so let's see. Common mistakes. Biggest common mistakes. No written plan, no measurable targets. Like I said, running around like headless chicken, having no idea. Most entrepreneurs don't even know what's the sales per month. They don't even know what are the costs per month running my business. Numbers are essential for you to be really able to manage your business. And it means also you feel like you're in control. So I can see that I know each and every day. My team knows this. We have a daily sales target. And we all know I'm not worried if it's not met one day. I'm not worried if it's not met 2 days. I'm getting a little bit concerned if it's not met on day 3. And then I'm making plans. Yeah. The next problem is overestimating growth. So thinking about, yes, we are able to double our sales without really thinking about how do we do that resource-wise. Okay, do we need more staff? Do we need more equipment? Do we need to make some different agreements with our suppliers? Do we need to double check with them? Are they even able to supply us with the raw material? Yeah. So it is, at the end of the day, what you're doing here is similar to a business plan already. Big problem, ignoring compliance. None of us enjoys the compliance, tax, insurance, you are paying UIF, being registered with COID, having health and safety files in place, having done the annual financial statements, doing bookkeeping, paying for bookkeeper, where you think, really, why do I do this? I'm only doing this for SaaS. Yes, if you don't use the numbers for yourself to manage your business and having management accounts each and every month, you're really only doing bookkeeping and accounting for SaaS and the annual financial statements. But you must use them also for yourself. This can also quickly get you in trouble. I know I've had some mentorship, did some mentorship with the company. And when I sat together with them and we made a strategic plan together, they said the biggest problem what they have was, let me just think, additional equipment. We made some nice plans for them, okay, to get additional equipment without funding. And then they figured out, oh, additional equipment was not the problem. Their ISO certification was the biggest hurdles. Because that is, first everybody says, we want more units from you. They made plans to get more units, to be able to produce them. And then they said, now we need ISO certificates for this. Absolutely important that you be clear also with your customers, what do they really need? Yeah. Okay, so let me just offer you some fixes. No written plans. I'm not talking about having a now 20-page business plan. It's a 1-page strategy for 2026. We want to double our sales. That means we're going from 5 million to 10 million. That means we need to hire more staff. We need to have a look if we are is the supplier able to do this? How are we supplying our product to our clients? Can we incentivize some of them maybe to just pick it up? Maybe there are other creative solutions out there for you so that you don't need funding. Or maybe you just need, we need another truck to be able to deliver. think about your capacity. I personally don't think that most of people overestimate the capacity. I think they are underestimate the capacity. But in most cases, they don't even really think about what are they able to do with the existing equipment. You need to know this equipment can produce, I don't know, 100,000 tablets a day. Yeah. So, and then you know exactly, okay, 8 hours a day is realistic. Then you also need to be creating with the downtime is another hour per day or something like this. And so you would be even able to set up a second shift in this facility. Yeah. Ignoring financial systems, biggest mistake here. Track income, track expenses, and then make sure that you have your margins. Every couple of months, I'm personally going through our bank account, having a look what expenses are in there, going to our business credit card, who's deducting what. Okay, so not that there are any things going down are deducted from our account. They don't belong there. And then I'm always making sure, okay, I know all these things, I'm adding it up. So I know I do that every half a year. It's not, I don't do this monthly. I'm doing this half a year and then just have a look, okay, and say, okay, this is the amount we need per month to be able to pay you for everything. Don't chase every opportunity. Like I mentioned that. I know the feeling, if you're desperate, you are taking on everything. Yeah. And if you're desperate, you need the money, please do that. I'm not saying don't do this. But there is a time when you really need to focus on the most profitable customers. And please don't take on any opportunities what's not profitable, only to say we are in business. Yeah. Don't do this. Yes, and that's also, like I said, I'm doing this definitely more often than only once a year. I'm doing this in different aspects to different times, but if you want to do that every 3 months. Yeah, 4 times a year. Just have a look. Are we there where we should be there? What is still missing? What is not working? Why don't we have the sales? Or maybe there is some challenge in the production, whatever you think about, what this gives you an idea to fix things. I personally like to fix things as soon as they are coming up, but okay, so I think we need to go a little bit faster because we are already late here. So identifying your main goals for 2026. I think we spoke about it enough now, huh? Translate it into 3 measurable targets. Okay, maybe you say we want 10 million rand sales. That means we want additional 100 customers. We want to make sure our production line is efficient. We may need to put some effort into it to just see if we can make life easier. I'm always asking my team here if they need any software, or they usually don't know what software they need, but if there's anything what they are struggling with, and then my job is to just find them software to make their life easy. Okay. Align your targets with available and required resources. Okay, people, cash, time. So you can't 10x manufacturing without thinking about, okay, now we need to raise more capital. That is, I would say 99.9% not possible. Yeah. And then just write that down. You have your 1-pager 2026 action. You can do that with your team. You can share that with your team and just make sure that you have the resources to be able to do that. This is also, I think that's also on your one of the checklists. Okay, so just a repetition of what we spoke to, about it. Main goal, what's your single most important outcome for 2026? For me, most of the time, it's definitely, it should be a profit. Okay, but I know this so that that profit will give us that sales. Or we know this sales will give us that profit. Yeah. So write this down. What do you need to do to be able to do that? You know, so in most cases for us, it's definitely increased sales. That means increased marketing efforts, thinking about new ways to find customers. That would be here one of my top targets. What must happen to achieve this target? Okay, spend more money on marketing, thinking about to optimize our sales process. That would be definitely key actions. Do we need some extra systems? Yes, we set that up already. Do we need some extra time? Definitely on my side, yes. We also need more extra time for the administration and for the business plan team to be able to fulfill this. Yes. So, and then you just need to think about timelines. Okay, makes no sense to first hire staff to be able then to think, oops, now I have staff, now I need to increase marketing. You can increase marketing first, and then when you say, okay, so now we are at our limit, then you can find staff. Finding staff is easy here in South Africa, honestly. This is not a big problem. And then who will monitor the progress? Okay, so you can delegate different tasks to different people. So my business plan team knows exactly this is the amount of business plans they need to get out each and every week. My applications department knows this is the amount of applications we need to be able to, we need to have done per month. Yeah. And I'm checking here with the admin team. These are the amounts of quotations need to go out. We know out of 10 quotations, so many quotations are getting paid. And so we have an idea of, okay, how many quotes we need to get out a day to be able to get that much money in. You see how good I know on my numbers. That is how good you need to know this. You know, so if somebody, a salesperson goes out and approaches 10 companies, they need to be minimum 1 or 2 of them needs now to be customers. If they're going out for 3 months and not coming back with any new customers, I would have fired them already, you know, because I assume in these 3 months you can teach them, you can explain to them also who they need to approach, and give them the skills they may need. But then there is a time when you just need to pull the plug and say, okay, that is not working. Okay, so these are here the list I will share with you. I want you to have some opportunities also to ask me questions. This is our website, fundingconnection.coza. This is our WhatsApp and cell phone number. You definitely are able just to communicate with. So, and then we are guiding you through the process. We have on our website also one page for a free assessment. If you're clicking on the button funding, and then there is a free assessment, then you just can see we're asking you a couple of questions, and then we are able to assist you and say, okay, this is what would be your best next step. And in some cases, your next step means, okay, we can assist you and help you. And in other cases, it means we can't assist you, but we can tell you where to go. Okay, so now I'm curious about the chat and all the questions. So Lila, you want to start with the YouTube, and I'm just starting here.
Yes. Okay, there's only 2 questions that I got from YouTube. I think one of them you've just answered it in terms of how people can get hold of you and if you charge a fee. And I think the rates are on your website as well, if I can remember correctly. So the Dagmar's contact details will be there. And do not worry, if you have RSVP, she will email you all the notes that she has shared with us today, including the presentation. However, the recording that we do of this masterclass will only be available tomorrow. I will make sure that I prepare it in the morning by tomorrow, so it will be ready, and she will share that alongside with everything that she has shared. So if she doesn't share it today, I do not want you to stress. I'm probably going to be the hold up because I'll only be able to do it in tomorrow sometime in the morning. The last question, does it Wadhwani? No, Wadhwani does not fund anyone. Think of us as a college. So think of us as a university. That's what we do. We teach entrepreneurship, and we do it at no cost, unlike a university, a traditional university. So our entrepreneurship course is for free, is 14 weeks in total. This is our last batch was actually last month, so they are completing the second week of December. So if you are interested, those are interested or to partner with us, they can partner with us and offer the course at their own institutions as well. What question for Dagmar? I'm not quite sure if I understand that question. Dagmar, how much is it to do a business plan? I think Dagmar did touch on it, but you can go ahead and I think I summarized it. It's us in a long way, Dagmar, and it's in Xhosa. Don't worry, I understand Xhosa.
Okay, so we have different packages, and our package start, the mini one for up to 500,000 is 4,950. It's a business plan plus financial forecast. Some of our colleagues don't do then the financial forecast in this price point. And it depends on how much money you need, because the more money you need, the more details the financiers want to know. Okay, and the more complex, of course, also the financial forecast is. Have a look at we are always open with all our prices up to 10 million rand investment. You find everything on our website. So we are not dicing the prices, and so that it's clarity. I see that here's somebody saying identifying what to continue doing and then bookkeeping for businesses. Yes. I know. I am with you. Is it annoying? Yes. But it not only helps SaaS to determine how much tax we need to pay, it also helps you. Okay.
There are a lot of incentive, Dagmar, sorry to make this a dialogue between the two of us, but there are a lot of incentive. I think Dagmar, at the beginning of this year, we did a masterclass in terms of what is available out there and what you can lash on. And you can look at our YouTube channel, Wadhwani Africa, on YouTube. Dagmar has a masterclass that actually goes in detail in terms of the generic support that you as an SME, you can get at no cost from these resources that both government and private sector already provides. So I do not want you guys to think that there's no support at all for you just because maybe, let's make an example, you need 5 million rands right now and you have not even prepared registration of companies and all of that. We had a master class on that, and we did a guide in terms of how you can do it on your own without getting people involved. So it's cheaper for you. Maybe some of the elements might be a bit more technical for you, but there are tools out there that exist to assist and aid entrepreneurs.
Totally.
Anyone with a question, you can unmute yourself. You don't have to type because I might not be able to see and read. I can't find my glasses.
No, there's no other questions. Nothing.
Okay. Can you connect startups with funders?
Yes, we can do that.
That's what Funding Connection does.
Yes. Yeah. So, and what Solela also said in the beginning, lots of our advice is really free of charge. Do we charge later on? Yes. I have a team of 12 people. They would like to get paid at the end of the month. But our prices are definitely reasonable. And in most cases, there are some resources also from Funding Connection to do that on your own. Yes, and then you just need to see what you want to do. Old age.
Prof Lana, leave me alone.
Don't
See, the
insult
old age
here
is
my
showing.
partner.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this session. And as I said to you guys, the recording will only be available tomorrow. Unfortunately, this afternoon, I'm quite tied up the entirety of this afternoon. I have a class that I need to join at 3 o'clock and then another one at 5. So, but thank you so much for joining, and reach out to Dagmar, reach out to me whenever you need clarity about anything, even about our offering as a Wadhwani Foundation, because what we do is offer our platform at no cost to anyone who either is a university or college or works with young people in their community, wants to teach them entrepreneurship skills. So we will teach you on how to teach the course to them. Last but not least, Dagmar, thank you so much. I'm always humbled to just suck in your wisdom and the passion that you have for developing startups in Africa is extraordinary, and I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much. Thanks for all your attention here. So do the planning. Don't forget that. Okay, so, and not only once a year, please. That is not good enough. Do that more often. We will share the link. Thanks very much for Xolela for the Wadhwani Foundation. And then I'm sure we see us soon again.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.